Yeah, so I mean, so it's really, as I said, kind of morphed and evolved over the last couple of years. But basically, we bring 3 artists each month, 4 if we have a couple, but generally 3 artists, and they come at generally the second day of the month, and they leave the last day of the month. And while they're here, we do a number of different things. We take them to the private collections that we have here, because obviously this is, we are the one place in the world that has access to these incredible private collections. We take them to our museums so that they can experience, the diversity of the museums that we have here, to the galleries. And then we spend a lot of time bringing curators, collectors, advisors, and educators through to do studio visits with the artists. And that's really about not only getting feedback on their work, but also hopefully, again, making those connections that, that lead to opportunities for the artists. And it has, I mean, it's led to, we've had artists return for museum shows, for projects at Locust, for solo shows. And then we try to show them, the unique sides to Miami, things that like the only Miami things, the Cuban coffees and sandwiches, the Everglades. This last group we took to the swap shop in Sunrise, which I don't know if you've been there, but that's something that is totally different and interesting and unique, with the carnival rides and people selling things from their trunk to, it's quite crazy, to a restaurant that has a platter of fried fish that I swear could feed 20 people for $49. So and then obviously to Locust projects and Oolite and Bakehouse, and just really try to help them experience Miami, because most people, we actually, the first trip to Miami for many people, and we've take tremendous pride in sometimes being the first time in the United States for people. Now, obviously that didn't really happen in 2020 because we unfortunately couldn't bring international artists, but that's something we absolutely love to do. So it's really about, helping people see our Miami, right? This incredible, vibrant, embracing, culturally rich, and also climate, well, I don't say climate friendly, but we have a beautiful climate here. Really showing them Miami, and doing all that we can to help them develop professionally. Both with the studio visits, but also, again, meeting these collectors, seeing these private collections, talking to people that work in museums, talking to galleries, like asking those questions one-on-one of people that you just generally don't have the opportunity to do when you're an artist, because you just don't have that access to people. So we're really about that access and those connections. And then on the community side of it, and we're really working very hard to build and welcome in more art appreciators. So we do, in normal times, a lot of programming to bring people in, and with each residency we have an open house at the end that is completely, obviously, open and free for anyone to come. And I love those evenings, because they're always, every time it's different, and who comes, because often when you're going to do something new, you have to be brought by a friend, right? Even if we advertised and spent thousands of dollars on advertising, you're generally going to come when a friend holds your hand and brings you here. So each time it's different, and the people attend, it can change based on, obviously, the artists that we have and their interest in either their style of art or where they're from. But the community component is very important, and we also have a membership program, and that's obviously helps to fund the residency. But through the membership program, we try to get more people out into other institutions and galleries. So like our next program, we are still doing those programs. Obviously the numbers are much smaller, but like the next program that we're doing, we're taking people to see the exhibitions at Bakehouse. And then from there, we're going to exhibition to Meta Tomrup's project at Locust Projects. And from there, we're going to go see one of the galleries that still remains that has a pop-up in the design district. And then finally, we're going to end. I curated a show of 7 Miami-based female artists at the Minotti showroom in the design district. So we'll end there. So the membership program really helps to get people like, you know, into the community and finding other, you know, locations that maybe they haven't been to. But also, again, it's about kind of breaking down those barriers. So when we go to these places, you either meet with the artists that have made the work, or you meet with the museum curator that curated the show, you know, like all of those things. It's about, you know, again, just making these little connections, not knowing where they're going to lead, but hopefully making connections and bringing down barriers. And then also obviously collaborations, like, you know, doing programs with Young Arts and the New World Symphony. I just talked with them yesterday, but it's all about like building community, connecting people, creating opportunities, and most importantly, supporting artists and, like, you know, elevating. Like, the one thing that I think we all still need to work on is elevating the value of artists in our everyday life. Like, you don't have to be a collector. You don't have to be, you know, a symphony goer. You don't, you know, you whether you do none of that. If you look around you, the arts feed every sense that we have as human beings. Like, artists are vital to our existence. They're vital to our mental health. They're vital to our conversations and our understanding of one another. They're vital to, you know, pointing out the injustices of the world. Like, artists are vital to our lives, yet they're so often the last people to be thought of.